Today, in the My Favorite Things video series where I talk about my books and some of my favorite things that I've written, I'd like to talk about my favorite secret. It's in Beyond the Next Star, which is book 1 in my Love Beyond series. The main character, Delaney, is abducted by aliens and mistaken as a pet. Torek is her owner. He has PTSD. He's an alien. And he needs an animal companion to help heal him from his PTSD. And so he purchases Delaney, not knowing that she is a pet. And now she perpetuates this belief that, so the other, she acts like a pet. For very good reason. I won't go into it, but if you read Beyond the Next Star, you'll understand that it's, she's trying to, she's basically undercover, trying to protect her life because someone is out there wanting to kill her. But they can't find her if everyone thinks that she's a pet. So one of the scenes that I had the most fun with, because I had to come up with ways that, pet and owner interaction that would be a little ridiculous, a little funny, to really play up the pet aspect of the situation. And so one of the scenes that I wrote was a training session between Torek and Delaney and what it might be like as a pet to go through this. Stay. Delaney lost the battle against rolling her eyes. Just as Torek eased away from her, both his palms raised. He'd had a rough night, followed by an embarrassing morning, so she tolerated his lessons all afternoon in good humor. But she was nearing the limit of her patience. He'd taught her to sit and come already, and God help her if she had to choke down one more treat. Good girl. Torek squeezed his clicker. The trick was complete. Rubbed her head vigorously, and as she was grimacing against his rough handling, popped another treat in her mouth. The treat was savory and light, her favorite according to her manual, and the first 5 had been a tasty lunch. The second set of 5 had been tolerable, but now, 2 hours and dozens of treats later, she might very well vomit. Saliva flooded her mouth. Maybe when he wasn't looking, she could spit and hide it under the bed. All right, Reshna, now let's put this all together. Would this training session never end? Sit. She dropped to the floor and crossed her legs. Stay. Torek drew out the word as he backstepped, his stride proud and confident this time. He stopped and stood on the other side of the room. The metallic heels of his boots clicked together. Come. The treat still sitting on her tongue had begun to dissolve. She struggled not to gag. Come, Reshna. God help her, she couldn't bring herself to move. You want the treat, don't you? He waved said treat tauntingly. Come. She stared at him with a sudden, simple realization. No, she didn't want the treat, and she wouldn't get it if she didn't listen. She was so elated, she nearly broke character and laughed out loud. She'd been ignoring people her entire life. Her foster parents, social workers, therapists, teachers, everyone who thought they knew best, having never lived her life. She was an expert at doing the opposite of what she'd been told to do. And now, the very stubbornness that had damned her time and time again would save her. So just because you have to act like a pet doesn't mean you have to act like a good pet. So I hope there are definitely, trigger warnings I have for Beyond the Next Star. There are some described histories of abuse. But I hope that you thoroughly enjoy this book because in addition to those darker aspects of the story, there is a lightness and a humor and a sarcastic, dark humor qualities to this novel that I just had a blast writing. And I hope you have a blast reading. Enjoy.